Spencer.
And I'm not.
And this is The Itch. And we're here to review
Transistor!
Transistor is a game made by the creators of Bastion.
Should add in Twister and Transistor. Anyway.
Not to be mistaken with the transvestite sister, Transistor is about a redheaded singer who lost her voice.
That's so poetic.
Yeah. It's set in the future in kind of a post-apocalyptic world that kind of got overrun by some kind of disease or something like that. And you end up holding this big mechanical sword, kind of like Cloud's Strike.
But does it talk to you?
Yeah, it does. It's actually the only voice throughout the game, for the most part.
Oh, neat.
And it just kind of whispers things to you the whole time.
You're looking good, girl.
Pretty much. It is pretty much that.
Is it really? He's a perv?
Well, no. He's a romantic perv.
Oh, I love you. And that dress you ass like... Yeah. Okay, alright, keep going.
So, it's about her kind of getting revenge is what it seems like. The story is very vague in this game. If anybody has more details, please elaborate. But in my playthrough, I couldn't quite figure out all the intricacies of what was going on. But basically, you're traveling through this world, kind of back and forth, trying to kind of get revenge on these guys that ruined you or something like that.
Stole your voice.
It's all about the Transistor, that big sword.
Sounds like a Disney movie.
Gameplay-wise, you're kind of going through this town. It's in an isometric view, kind of like Diablo.
Yeah. And
it's a mixture between RPG turn-based elements and regular hack and slash. Most of everything is ranged, so you can just kind of run around the world, shooting stuff. But you can also slow down time with the R2 button and actually pick out all of your moves and then have it all just play out really fast.
Okay.
Maybe like KOTOR, in a way.
Or Dragon Age.
Or Dragon Age. In the days of when you're strategically setting up the moves.
Origins on PC.
Letting it play out. So, in that aspect, it's really entertaining. It's not my favorite combat style I've ever played, but it's serviceable.
It's creative in its own right.
Right. It's got its own things going for it. Graphics-wise, this game's pretty gorgeous for what it does. It doesn't try to be a realistic-looking game. It's got its own little cel-shading type of style.
Mm-hmm.
The effects are pretty cool. Everything's very crisp and clean, and they got some cartoony stuff where they mix in like side-scrolling driving and stuff. Not that it's like a gameplay element, but it just kind of works as kind of a video that you can interact with.
Oh,
it's really interesting that way. The music is really gorgeous in the game. You said you even bought the soundtrack before you even played the game.
What can I say? I love it.
I love the beats.
I love it.
But it's good. It's a good soundtrack. The vocals in the game are basically just the sword guy whispering to you the whole time.
Whisper.
Yeah.
I love you.
Whisper kick.
I love you.
And there's a couple little dialogue options here and there, but nothing too complex.
Yeah.
As far as the pros of this game, it's very pretty.
I can vouch for that.
The music is pretty bumping.
It
is bumping. I've heard some of my friends refer to that as that. And
that is that.
This could be a pro or a con, which I'll use as a transition for Transistor, is that it's very short. It's about 6 hours long. So you can take it or leave it. It's a very short indie game. Another con, I would say, is that the story was a little bit difficult to grasp. It was going for a minimalist style, so I can see what they were doing with it, but I would kind of prefer to know more about what was going on. One thing I didn't talk about really quick is just a gameplay element that they have, is that you're actually augmenting all of your abilities. So you have one move that shoots, you can add little effects to it, like letting it explode, letting it stun, doing all that stuff. And then it also gives you the ability to set your own difficulty level.
Oh.
So you can make things harder, and it gives you more experience by doing it. But it's up to the player to do. So I thought that was really good. Would I recommend it? I would recommend it at $10. I think it normally goes for $20.
Yes.
I wouldn't buy it for $20. I would buy it for $10. Right now it's $0.
$0
on PlayStation Plus, which is where I grabbed it, and I highly recommend it for that. So, pick up Transistor if it's free. Otherwise, $10 is a fair price.
Yes.
I'm Spencer,
and I'm still Jake.